The following program is rated podcast.
Dude, just start. That's too quiet, dude.
No, that's
like
money.
Whispering.
That's money.
Hey, Oscar, can you move back in the corner a little bit so I can see your face? Oh, yeah. So at least I can see a little bit.
Man, this large doesn't move around too easy.
No, that's fine. Yeah, there I can see a little bit. Okay, whenever you're ready, buddy. Don't whisper.
That's the effect. You have to do it.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
It's my competition.
All right, dude.
The following program is rated podcast MALSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, violence, and nudity. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Dude, that was like you're whispering, dude. The mixer was only like there's only like 4 lights on it, dude. But if that you want to go with that, that's your call.
That's a winner.
All right, you guys ready to do this thing?
Let's do it.
Oh yeah, feel it, Oscar. Are you sure you're ready? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here we go. Here we go. Yep, that's right, folks. You made the journey here. I want to welcome you back to another Lab podcast, the official law-abiding biker cod. I said cod. The official law-abiding biker podcast. Of course, we cover everything here. After all, we're the motorcycling majority, right? The
99%.
That's right, baby. And we cover everything. Of course, part of that is we cover motorcycle media, and this is a special episode, Sons of Anarchy episode. We've been pumping these things out, and in between our regular law-abiding biker podcast episodes, and so this is episode number 5, SOA 05. We cover 2 episodes of Sons of Anarchy at a time per podcast. We will be covering episodes 9 and 10, Season 6, Sons of Anarchy. What do you think of that, LD?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do this thing. Oscar?
Smoking.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Law Abiding Biker Podcast. Really appreciate you guys being there. This is Ryan Erlacher, your host of the Law Abiding Biker Podcast, and your
high-tech redneck.
Very nice. And that was LD at the beginning there. He's in the house to my left, studio left. And yeah, he did the intro. And of course, we're having a competition. I'm recording everybody in the end of season 6 of SOA.
Vote for me, best one, starting out tonight.
Well, I don't know, dude. Here's me. The following program is rated podcast. Matt?
The following program is rated podcast MA.
Dustin?
The following program is
his
rated
beard
podcast
got caught in the mic.
So now we have LD. And yeah. And Studio Right, popping his podcast cherry, finally in the studio is the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, Oscar.
Yo.
Actually, Justin, a.k.a. Oscar. So yeah, Oscar's on the mic for the first time. Oscar is a prospective member with the sworn few law enforcement motorcycle club, Mother Chapter prospective member. And so yeah, he is in the house. Oscar, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Oh, we need this for Oscar. I don't even have an Oscar one, dude. Introduce yourself.
Is that Magnum PI music or what?
Can I get at least some A-Team, maybe?
Yeah, dude. Full-time LEO, of course. Pretty much everybody that gives this podcast is full-time law enforcement officers with unspecified agencies. Yeah, anything else? Available, not available?
I'm slightly chubby, but I run slow. So I got that going for me, which is nice.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Happily married with kids, so
absolutely
unavailable.
True that.
Anything else you want, dude?
I don't have too much hair.
It's a bird.
Won't get caught in the mic.
Yeah, you won't get caught in the mic. So we're happy to have you in the studio, bro. Happy to have you in the studio.
Glad to be here.
Yeah. Oscar's going to be helping us pump out an episode here. So anyways, let's get right to it. First thing I want to say real quick, guys, is I'm fairly stoked about we do have a new phone number for the Lab Podcast. And if you want to leave a voicemail, of course, there's 3 different ways to contact us. Our phone number, our hotline, where you can leave a message with calls or comments or things you want us to podcast about, is 509-731-3548. Again, 509-731-3548. That is the Law Abiding Biker Podcast hotline. And then, of course, you can always go to lawabidingbiker.com/contact. You can leave an email or a voicemail there, a basically internet voicemail. And then if you want to go directly to speakpipe.com/lawabidingbiker, same thing. You can leave a internet voicemail where you can just use your computer speakers and leave a voicemail. So really appreciate it. We're up to 600 likes on the Facebook page. I'm pretty stoked about that. We finally broke that. So facebook.com/lawabidingbiker and get involved with the Law Abiding Biker community. Really appreciate it. So let's get started. Season 6, episode 9, which aired on November 5th of 2013. I guess we'll get started with, opening song. What do you know about that, LD?
The opening song tonight?
Anything? Yeah. Opening song, dude, was by Lullaby for a Soldier.
The 1, 2, 3. That one?
Yeah, it was actually...
I didn't know it was called that. I have it on my
iPod. No. That's something else, dude, that you're talking about. It was Maggie Sith, who plays Tara Knowles. She was... So
you don't have a clip of the song?
No, I do not.
Oh, okay.
I do not.
Okay, I thought you meant the opening song of the podcast.
No. Of our podcast. No, that's... I had that in show notes from the last episode. Anvil, I believe.
That sounds right.
Sings that. But yeah. Anyways, so yeah, featuring Maggie Sith. A lot of singers on this show. A lot of singers, along with actors. And the gal that plays Tara did feature in the episode. And she sings the Lullaby for a Soldier. It was actually the song that was played at the end of episode 9. So if you guys go to watch episode 9, that is Tara singing. Yeah. All right. I don't have a clip of it, but whatever.
That happens.
Yeah. Well, what opening scene, Jax tells Tara basically why Clay was not killed and the Irish need him and want him to break out of jail. Gemma tells Nero everything about Tara and her lies. Do an Irish accent there? LD,
Me?
Do your best Irish accent, dude.
What do you want me to tell you?
I don't know.
I don't have an Irish
You
accent.
got nothing, dude.
Well, I thought I had one, but in our soon episode here, you're going to find out that it's not very good, apparently.
I know it'll come out of you, dude. You remember next scene, DA Patterson meets with Sheriff Eli. You want to talk about that? LD? Oscar? Anybody?
I can't. Basically...
In your mic. You're not in your mic.
So go...
Attaboy. You're supposed to be a pro by now, dude.
Well, I'm trying to read my notes here.
Well,
DA Patterson talks to Eli and says she wants 3 extra units tailing Jax. Eli doesn't think it's a good idea. He thinks that Sam Crow's going to be laying low based off everything that's happened over the last few days. And the DA wants to keep the pressure on them. And they show up at the... Well, I guess is that later?
yeah. It probably, but dude, DA.
Yeah.
So basically, DA Patterson is putting the heat hardcore on them, and Eli's basically, to me, telling her, hey, you ain't going to get nothing because they're going to lay low. They're smarter than you, kind of deal.
Yeah, I think he feels like he's got a rap on him a little bit.
Yep, I agree.
But he does have a good working relationship with Jax. I wouldn't say it's Uncer level back in season 1 through 4, but
true.
He does have a working relationship.
Yeah, the Uncer relationship is a little above and beyond.
Right.
Good call on that. You want to do next? What's up, Oscar? Have you been watching this at all, Oscar?
I watched a little bit, and that's why I DVR'd them back to back.
You got to talk in the microphone, bro.
We caught 2 episodes, and I was kind of clueless because I haven't watched what's before. And so I have them DVR'd so I can watch them all together at one time and get caught up, but I haven't gotten that far yet.
All right, just make stuff up, dude. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I can do that.
Have you watched the last 2 episodes at all, or you got them DVR'd?
No, I have them DVR'd.
Oh, okay.
I watch a lot of Dora the Explorer.
Well, yeah, dude, I do too. I got 2 girls. I know how that is, dude.
There you go. See, so I can talk all about Dora and Diego
Yeah.
if we get there.
Well, we can do an episode on that.
Do we want to start a new podcast?
No doubt, dude. Next, Wayne Uncer, of course, who we were just talking about, meet up with Jax at the clubhouse, their candy shop, their temporary clubhouse, of course. And that's when they begin talking about that young girl. Remember this girl, dude? She's seen outside, the psycho girl, she starts frickin' bashing the motorcycles, dude.
Right.
With a pipe wrench. What's that all about?
Well, you find out later, but at the time I was thinking, what the hell? I mean, these guys are just sitting in there, and most people aren't going to go up towards a bunch of bikes and start beating on the bikes.
Dude, she had a pipe wrench too, dude.
I didn't realize
I don't know
that.
if I'd want to mess with her.
I didn't realize the pipe wrench. I don't know what I was looking at, but I was looking away from the TV or something, and it got my attention when she threw the pipe wrench through the window.
Yes, that's
so I didn't know what she used.
Through the window of the candy shop, right?
Right.
i.e. clubhouse, because the other one burnt down.
Correct.
Yeah.
I missed the part where she was beating on the bikes.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how. But
When it comes to pipe wrenches, doesn't size matter?
It can.
Very possible.
So they say. And Jax chases her down after she throws that pipe wrench through the window. And, of course, he grabs onto her and all the charming citizens around, and she yells. What'd she yell? I'm trying to...
Rape.
That's right. She yelled rape.
They were in front of like a mini mart.
Yeah. And so, obviously, Jax lets her go. Yeah. So Tiggy, dude, that was awesome. Tiggy comes back in the clubhouse. Why my bike? Dude, it was her bike that she hit with the pipe wrench. And here's his quote. I mean, really? Do all teenage girls just hate me? And, of course, all the guys are like, yes, they do. And they laugh. Uncer says Clay may know Gary Putner. Apparently, she's Gary Putner's daughter, which we find out later who Gary Putner is.
Right.
But apparently Uncer knows this. He knows everybody. Uncer's in with everybody. He apparently is an equipment foreman at the mill. I forget the name of that mill. Do you remember?
I don't remember.
It's that one guy that owns it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't think of it. He lets him use their warehouse and stuff. I think I got it later, but
Well, he's the guy. His daughter got raped in season 3 or something. They went and caught the guy and castrated him.
oh, you're right. See,
Yeah. So they own.
that's going back, dude.
And he also funded him some money a couple of times way back when.
Yeah, and I'll think of the mill name, what his last name is, but I can't think of it right now. But anyways, yeah, Uncer says it was there. Apparently, the girl's mother was killed in a car accident just after she was born. This girl that threw the pipe wrench through the window. It was a pileup caused by an 18-wheeler that jackknifed after Jax's dad wrecked. Remember that whole deal?
Yeah, and that's when his dad was a single bike wreck, right?
Correct.
Brake lines cut or something.
Yeah, exactly. And so he caused the 18-wheeler, Jax's dad, who's dead, obviously. And so Uncer believes that she might blame the club for her mother's death.
That makes perfect sense.
It does.
Thank you, Oscar. That's what I like, dude.
I'm just saying.
It's just like Chewy, dude. Do you have anything, Chewy? I think you're right.
No. I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, just happy to be here. That's what he does, dude.
He's mild-mannered.
That's awesome. Why don't you pick up next scene there, son? Did you steal my beer, dude? Somebody steal my beer?
I didn't, but I need one.
Oh, that's ridiculous, dude.
Next scene or what?
Yeah, jump into it. Eli meets Jax.
Okay, so Eli comes to the candy store to talk to Jax, and he tells
i.e.
him,
Clubhouse.
yeah, interchangeable. It tells him that they're going to be shadowing him, and that DA Patterson's looking for the gun source and only has one suspect on her list, and that's the club.
Oh,
so he lets them know that they're going to be tailing him, and that's when a couple of marked units pull up, and they want to try and shake the tail.
yeah, and I mean Eli's straight up about it. He goes up to Jax, doesn't he? If I remember right.
Yeah, walks. They pull up and
he's like, dude.
Well, it was right after the
But he
window got
tells
broke
them.
out.
Yeah.
So he goes, "Oh man, what are they doing here?" And he walks out, and that Eli says, he obviously wasn't there for that, and he says, "Hey, I'm just telling you, we're going to be following you or whatever."
Right.
How effective is a tail in a marked car?
True, dude. It was
Sends
a
a
fully
message.
marked. That's basically what it was. Good question though. But Sheriff Eli, instead of just doing it, and Jax freaking out, actually told Jax, "Hey, you're gonna have a tail, it's not secretive, but he wanted him, kind of to me, seemed like he wanted him to know that it wasn't him that was putting the heat on him, that it was DA Patterson. So anyways, Tara meets with her attorney, and I can't remember her name, but I got it somewhere in my notes, but looked over. Oh, the attorney's starting to get a little suspicious of Tara. Is that what you're getting?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I think you can jump right to your third bullet,
Yep.
where she's on to the fact that she's falsified all these documents, and she says, the attorney tells her using false medical documents to substantiate a custody hold is a felony.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Tara says, I can't remember what she said. I know
you know everything.
Yeah.
Or she's basically like, you got to tell me everything, and then Tara says like, you know everything. But
What is she a doctor of?
she was a surgeon,
a brain surgeon, or
yeah, she was always
like a child or like a neuro. I don't know, something.
Remember when she used to do surgeries back when she was still
kids surgeries, though, wasn't it?
Right.
Something to do with kids, neonatal type deal, I think.
Yep, I think you're right. She was always
highly recruited.
Yep, she was
up
a surgeon.
to Oregon.
A pediatric neurosurgeon, as it were.
Yes,
she was. She's highly recruited up to Oregon,
and she is married to a outlaw motorcycle gang member. Not a good mix.
That's interesting, though.
What's interesting about that? You got something on your mind?
Just saying, what would Freud say?
I don't know.
I don't either, but he's dead, so we can't ask him.
Oh, Clay Freak, dude, this was quite a scene here. How about the Clay church prison when they're all in church and prison, dude? Oh, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, it was quite a scene, dude. So, yeah, well, I'll set this one up. So, they're all in church and prison. And obviously it was all, now we know it was all a hoax. He did it on purpose because he wanted to get yarded out of there. But he gets up and starts talking about the vagina will set him free. We could say pussy, can we?
I don't know. You'll have to check that.
Oprah says vajayjay.
Vajayjay.
It's a neutral term.
Okay. Talks about vajayjay will set him free and not God and all this stuff. And anyways, he just starts going off, dude, about how he needs some vajayjay and it'll set him free. And dude, the guards try to control him.
Tell him, sit down.
Yeah, they told him.
Inmate or prisoner or whatever.
Dude, he bites a guard out. He bites a chunk out of the guard's face, dude. Yeah.
Bit his nose off.
Bit his nose. That's what it was, his nose. And the psych doc meets with Clay because he obviously gets taken into custody and tied down. And the psych doc is dirty, obviously, and it's part of a breakout plan, dude.
But he's also on the take by the other guards.
True. He double dipped.
He double dipped.
He double dipped. He's supposed to give Clay a cell phone. That was part of the deal. And so Clay got the cell phone, right?
Yep. Got the cell phone and we returned it.
He made a couple calls though.
Yep.
Probably to the Irish.
Probably.
That's what I'm assuming. And so Doc then ties Clay's down. He was supposed to just do that and let him go, dude, but he told him that they weren't paying him enough. And he lets the guards in, the one he bit, and they beat the living crap out of him, dude. Yeah. What's next? LD.
Nero meets Jax at Diosa.
Dude, here's a little. It was a beat down on Clay.
It was a beat down
Dude,
on
it
Clay.
was a straight beat down, dude. I don't know that you can take a beat down like that, dude, and then like not break your hand, dude, because I've broke my hand punching somebody before. But apparently on TV that doesn't happen.
No, not at all.
They have reinforced fingers. It's totally different.
Because in real life, dude,
totally different.
You break your hand usually, and I have. Okay, go ahead. Sorry. Got off track there.
So that's where Nero's telling Jax he's defending Jax's mom. And he's saying, look at how things went down. And then Jax says, I know the truth. And if they continue to do business together, they have to leave family out of it.
Oh, yeah. Him and Nero to have straight up talk, dude.
And he says, I don't want this conversation to happen again.
Yep. That's because Nero, right, is digging into his family business. And he's like, if we're going to do business together, my family stays out of it.
Well, he's getting between Tara and Gemma and trying to sort that. Trying to get Jax to look at it, I guess, independently or from the outside and why all this went down. And
because Nero has a clue that this is a big hoax, obviously, with Tara and the pregnancy.
Gemma told him, I think.
Right. That's right. That's right. Good call. Oh, Charlie Borowski. Dude, you gotta love Charlie Borowski. I just like saying his name,
Charlie.
dude. Yeah. His businesses, he's in a hurt, dude, because the DA is pressing him. In fact, she's got his balls in a paper cup. Didn't we say that last episode, dude? I still don't know what having his balls in a paper cup means. Oscar, you can weigh in on this. What does it mean when somebody says she's got my balls in a paper cup? Give us your take on that, dude, because we couldn't figure it out last episode.
I don't know how I'm a balls in a paper cup expert.
Is a paper cup different than any other cup?
Does it make them hurt because it's
it doesn't
paper?
Protect them as much, and so if they're in there, then they're likely to get damaged.
Oh, good insight.
I got nothing.
Oh, true. So somebody could punch the paper cup.
If you were a punching paper cup kind of person, then some balls in there would get injured.
Okay. Yeah, we still have no idea what that means, but good insight. Very good insight. All right.
Maybe onto something.
Borowski, so he's getting hammered, dude, and his businesses are getting shut down in the port for health violations, etc. Of course, that is because of DA Patterson. The Diosa license got denied, bro.
That's where Borowski says, I'm out. You guys are too much heat.
He can't take the beep anymore. Can't deal with it, dude. Borowski's getting stressed. And Borowski says that DA wants Jax. He says, she wants you. I can't even do a Borowski voice, dude. She wants you for the school shooting, man, and she's going to continue to strangle anyone in bed with you. How was that Borowski voice? You want to try one?
No.
Do a Borowski voice. Do it.
I don't have one.
I don't either. I did it anyways, dude. Nero says that the DA has nothing and that she is desperate. He says they just need to wait it out. That doesn't matter. Borowski's out, dude. He says if things change, let him know. Who shows up? LD now. Who shows up? Gemma shows up at Diosa. What happened?
She's standing up for Nero. Is this where Jax and Nero were going at it?
Yeah, about DA1.
No,
I mean
not.
Like
like fisticuffs in the kitchen. Okay.
Mm-mm.
So, Gemma shows up and talks about that the DA wanted Nero to give up the club and that he didn't. Nero gave himself up, and
Gemma wants Jax to know just how much he's done for the club, right?
Right.
And basically
shows loyalty.
Yeah. Says Nero tells Jax that DA Patterson is not going to stop. That's what Nero tells him, like, bro, she is not going to stop. He did lie, try to protect the club and all that, and Jax was pretty humbled by that, I think, that he was willing to do that and that he didn't know that. So Jax and the boy go to Putner's house, and Putner is who we were talking about earlier. He is the father of the girl that beat on the bikes and threw the pipe wrench through the window, and Jax has a nice little talk with him at the house. Actually, they didn't threaten him or anything. Jax went in alone, if I remember right.
Asked him what was going on, and says, my daughter's got some problems. I'm losing my house. I'm packing my stuff. I'm sorry. I'll pay for the damage. And that's when Jax says that's not necessary. And
apparently they were moving, and the daughter came across a newspaper article about her mother's death, which was linked back to Jax's dad, and that's why she kind of went off the cuff. She's bipolar and crap and anxiety disorder. And Jax sees a picture of Putner's dead wife and says she looks very familiar. That was weird. I never figured out that, dude.
I didn't either.
I was waiting.
But she's dead, so I don't know if we'll catch something later on that or not.
Maybe, but you know what I mean? It's weird because I specifically made a note. I'm like, he sees a picture of Putner's dead wife and says she looks very familiar, and he got a look on his face, dude. And I was thinking, okay, we're going to figure that out later. They're going to let us know. Or episode 10. I still have no idea why he thinks she looks familiar, dude.
You know, but there's
you think
times
they're going to let us in?
Well, there's times in this show that somebody looks familiar or something. I've kind of speculated, and it hasn't come to fruition. So I'm going to just take the fact that she's dead. And
yeah, but they made a point in the show for him to say she looks familiar. I mean, it was like he looked at her, and I mean, they made it a whole point, not like just, hey, she looks familiar. Why would you do that in the show, dude? There's a meaning behind that.
No idea.
LD said fruition.
Fruition.
That's a good word.
It is.
Word of the day. Yeah. Fruition. How many times can we use fruition from here on out in the podcast?
Plenty.
Just once.
All right. Go ahead. What's next, buddy?
Nero goes to the hospital to kind of confronts Tara.
Oh, yeah. This was a good little scene, dude. I was surprised he did that because I was like, dude, he's got balls because Jax is going to be, because she knows she's going to tell Jax.
Right. Nero says Gemma's not going to lay down for this, and can they reach some middle ground? Tara gets mad and tells him one of her...
oh, she's pissed, dude.
It says one of her husband's in jail and one's dead. Where do you think you lie? I think is what she said. Something to that effect.
Oh, yeah.
So tells him to get out before he ends up dead too and walks away.
Yep. Absolutely. She was pissed, and I knew she was going to call. Margaret Murphy, who is the hospital administrator, obviously goes in hospital office. Oh, and Gemma.
The redheaded gash.
Oh, that's right. She calls her the redheaded gash, dude.
I don't think that's a compliment.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
Oh.
Depending on what a gash is, a gash in your arm or
Not when you fall off your bike.
Yeah, dude. Gemma tells Tara that Margaret, that she's going to take Tara's medical records, and she was just setting her up, dude. She was saying she's going to take Tara's medical records and present them to the board. Really, Gemma was just doing a ruse, dude. Basically, how many times can we use ruse? I used ruse.
Ruse.
Thank you. She was rusing her and faking it, and because she only wanted her response. Well, Margaret, the gash, falls for it, dude, and says it would be her word against Gemma's word, and that's all Gemma needed to hear, right, LD? Because Gemma knew then that she knew about the medical records, and if Margaret would have denied it, it'd have been one thing. What'd you say? What say you?
And that when Jax finds out, there won't be enough security in the state to keep Margaret safe.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Boom.
Yep. She also tells her straight up, dude, that's scary stuff. Tells her that she just needed a more reliable source than a junkie. She's referring to Wendy. And now she has that source, Margaret, and basically indicating that she needs to come clean. I think they're going to push her to be a witness or kill her. What do you think?
I'm not sure how she all plays into this, but I think Margaret's going to have a more active role in how things play out.
I do too. I think they're going to push her because obviously Wendy's having heroin problems, and I think they're going to basically tell her you're going to testify or you're going to die. That's just my guess, and I've been right on this podcast before. Did you know that, Oscar?
Yes.
That I've made correct?
Now, everybody knows you made a huge deal out of it.
From the last podcast, dude. I'm just saying, I make predictions and they seem to come true. All right. After a club vote, Jax meets with DA Patterson. They voted whether he was going to meet with her. Why don't you spit that, LD?
So he wants immunity for the club from guns. And
who did he offer up, though?
He offered up Galen O'Shea and a shipment of guns.
Offered up Galen O'Shea?
And
he's got the guns and we'll give them up? Sorry.
The guns?
You'll never get me, Lucky Charms.
See? Dude, you got an Irish accent. You pull it out.
So he says he's going to give him the guns and O'Shea, and that's going to be the big ticket out of that office.
A huge shipment of guns.
Yep. So that'll be the DA's big deal to get out of that office. And she says, well, what's your personal reasons? And he says he wants Tara's case to be re-looked at, or I don't know how he worded it, something like that.
He did. He wants her to look at it again.
Right. So,
but he wants immunity for the entire motorcycle club for all guns charges past and present.
Yeah,
right?
and he wants the DA to leave him alone.
Yep. And that he wants a legitimate club. He said, quote, "Let us breathe in Stockton. We won't break the law. The violence stops." And so, yeah, basically, yeah.
Oswald, owner of the mill.
Yep, there you go. See? Attaboy. Attaboy, good job. It's, that's the Oswald Mill. And he is the owner. So, this was the best line, and I put it on our Facebook page. I always do a best line, and it'll be best line for the episode. Jack says, he looks right at DA, "I'm the scumbag outlaw, and you're the pillar of justice, and neither one of us likes looking at ourselves in the mirror."
That's pretty good.
You want to do one?
That's deep.
Do a Jax impersonation, dude. Come on. You're famous.
"I'm the scumbag outlaw. You're the pillar of justice. And neither one of us likes looking at ourselves in the mirror."
That's awesome, dude.
Boom.
Very, very good, dude. See, we got to do our impersonations, dude. We're, yeah. I'm sure Kurt Setter's going to be calling us soon to go on the show. What do you think about that?
You guys are hired.
Yeah.
At least for extras.
So anyways, DA Patterson accepts, but says if he doesn't come through, that she will spend her last 7 months of her career making he and Tara's lives freaking miserable. Jax meets with Oswald, the owner of the mill. And Jax doesn't need the lumber warehouse anymore. That's where they always met for the gun deals, if you guys didn't know, as they're moving out of guns. Jax tells him about Gary Putner. And now Gary Putner obviously was the father of the daughter that beat the bikes and all that. Gary Putner works at his mill. And Jax, because he's got a heart, dude. Jax got a heart. And Jax just simply wants Oswald to help Putner not to lose his house, dude. He may be an outlaw biker guy, dude, but he's got a heart.
Heart of gold.
Yeah, heart of gold. So yeah. Anyways, move on from that. What do you got? LD? Anything?
That's character development. It's important for the plot.
It really is. It is character development.
Yes, very important.
Jax punches Nero. This is where they get in the fight in the kitchen because Jax now knows that Nero went to Tara and he is pissed. They get into an all-out fist fight, dude.
Fisticuffs. They throw down.
Oh yeah, dude. It was on like Donkey Kong. What's next, dude? Go.
So they go at it. Gemma shows up, and the guys are standing outside, gets the guys to go in, break up the fight. And that's when they talk about everything Tara did is wrong.
Oh yeah, because Jax is willing to listen now.
Yep, and says, you need, if you're not going to believe us, you need to find somebody who will tell you the truth. And that's when he sets up a meeting at Uncer's trailer with the attorney. Well, Uncer calls the attorney over. Jax is waiting in the back of the trailer. He says, Uncer says he's going to step out, shuts the door. Jax comes out, meets with the attorney.
It's a nice trailer Uncer has, by the way. It's chrome.
Oh, yeah. Aerostar. Isn't that what they were called? Something like that?
I don't know. Do the round aluminum ones? They're all rounded off.
Airstream.
Airstream.
Yeah, because they got the rivets in them like an aircraft.
Yep.
You can see the rivets
Those
on the
are high
outside.
end.
Well, Uncer has one.
Nice.
That's what you get when you retire as a
And
police chief.
it's
charming.
It's not his camp. It's not his camping rig. He lives in it.
He lives in it straight up,
Duh.
full time. He's got cancer. Quit picking on Uncer.
Have you
dude.
been to Justin's house? Oscars?
Does he have rivets on the outside of his house like that?
We put
Nope.
two of them together.
Yeah. He's got a skywalk.
Well, that's called a double wide.
If you cut them down the middle and then plywood them together, they're fine.
Dude, that's a double wide. You are uptown. So so tell me what happens in the trailer. Jax confronts the attorney. What's her name, dude? Do I have it in there?
You do not.
I don't. All right. I can't remember her name.
So he confronts the attorney and kind of tells her, what's going on, yada, yada. And she gives the truth. And
She was scared to death, dude.
oh, yeah, big time.
She thought Jax was going to kill her.
Yep. He came out with a gun. And so she gives it
Yeah,
up.
that'll
She
do
says, yep, she's taking the kids. And then he says, is she divorcing me? He says, yes. The attorney takes off running. He says, leave now.
Mm-hmm. Kicks the door open. Uncer jumps, about falls on his butt. I think he said, "Did you get what you need?"
Yeah.
Something like that.
Uncer goes, you made me a promise, son. Nobody gets shot.
Oh, that's
or
right.
hurt or something like that.
For letting him use his trailer, he says, "Yep, nobody gets hurt."
Right.
Yep, absolutely. Good memory, LD.
The attorney calls Tara, and she's sitting there rocking the baby with a loaded revolver on her lap.
Yep,
Good
she's
choice.
a little worried now because the attorney called her, right, and told her.
Yeah. Attorney called her right away.
All right. We're almost done with this episode. Nero tells Gemma that Tara told him that she killed her husband, John Teller. Yeah, this is the big talk between Gemma and Nero. Nero wants to know all these stories. Gemma does tell him that John was trying to get the club out of guns, just like Jax is presently. John Teller was making trips back and forth to Belfast, trying to get it right with the Irish, and he fell in love with a chick named Maureen Ashby. At that time, her brother was a priest. Gemma found out about the affair and started spending a bunch of time with John. And apparently her baby Thomas died when John was away on one of those trips. And I take it that's Gemma's baby.
Yeah, it's Jax's brother.
Jax's brother, right? And that was the first time I ever heard of this. You ever heard of this in past episodes?
Oh, yes, I have.
Okay, see, I have no memory of that.
Oh, yes, I have.
Oh, yes, you have?
You can do better than that.
A dead baby?
I probably could.
All right. And so, yeah, that was it brought it back to light for me anyways. I did not remember that, but Gemma was angry and made sure that the loss of the baby fell all on John Teller. And talks with the IRA fell apart. But Clay, this is where Clay came into the picture, reestablished a connection with the IRA and solidified things during this time. And that's when John, all the journals that Jax has been reading all these episodes, that's when he started writing these journals there, Oscar, because I knew you wanted to know that. You were looking at me.
I was excited to hear that. Thank you.
You were. That's when he started writing the journals. Gemma says to Nero, quote, "I didn't kill him, but I knew it had to be done." So she finally admits for the first time, and she says that she's the only one. Oh, and she quotes the same way. She quotes to Nero the same way that you knew it had to be done with Arcadio.
Which was his cousin.
Primo. Mm-hmm. She tells Nero, "I gave my blessing for Clay to kill John Teller." Says she has never told anyone, not even Jax. Oh, yeah, dude, she's in good with Nero. Mm-hmm.
Sol Putner's daughter,
It's balls deep.
the crazy girl,
Sorry. That was
shows up at the candy store, talks with Jack.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, he said balls deep, and
I did.
Giant mess.
You said it again. That's enough of that. I'm not going there.
there's no paper cup.
Oh, God. Go ahead, LD.
Putner's daughter
I like
apologizes and thanks Jax for letting her dad save the house. I'm out.
That's, yeah. So Putner's, yeah, say that again, dude, because you totally threw me for a loop there.
Okay, so Putner's daughter shows up at the candy store and talks with Jax and apologizes and thanks him for talking to her dad's boss, letting him keep the house.
True dat. Very goodwill. And the ending scene, of course, the music. Putner's daughter walks by a female. This is weird, too.
Okay, now hang on.
Okay, you go ahead.
The lady digging
This
the
is
dumpster,
weird.
have you seen her before?
She looks like her mother, the picture that Jack saw.
Okay, where have you seen her before, though?
Like on a show?
Earlier episodes.
Not in Yakima, I'll tell you that.
It's hard to imagine.
How much North First Street do you work?
I don't know where I've seen her before. So
She's been in earlier episodes. She was the lady outside the mini mart in probably season 4 or 5 that Gemma was putting her coat on or something. Gemma was taking care of her. She was the homeless lady. Gemma gave her food.
Okay.
This was like 3 or 4 seasons ago.
I got it.
You remember that now?
Yes, I got it though, dude. Prediction
Let's hear it.
right now, dude. Straight up, because I made notes and it's coming together for me now. I'm telling you, that homeless lady, my prediction, and I believe it to be true, that homeless lady is the mother of Putner's daughter. Because Jack saw that picture and said she looked familiar, and then the ending scene, she walks by her, and I went back to the episode and I looked. It's hard to tell the picture because she looks bummy-like, but she looked directly at her, and they made
bummy-like. Is that a technical term?
Yeah.
It's in the dictionary, dude.
It's in the bummy.
Yeah, bummy.
And so she doesn't look. The picture was in her wedding dress and stuff, dude. I swear, because they made eye contact. Why would they keep showing that lady, dude? And they showed her again, and she walks right by her in the dumpster. I believe it is.
She's been showing up off and on. Okay, maybe you're right. I don't know. But
no, not maybe. Who?
Okay, you're probably wrong. But she's been showing up off and on throughout the entire Sons of Anarchy.
I know. That's what I'm saying. She plays a role.
You don't know what you're talking about.
It's called foreshadowing.
They aren't just throwing her in there for fun. Hey, we need a gal for 7 seasons. We need a gal to play a bum. But she's not going to have anything to do with anything. But we're just going to make sure that we put her in there a lot. Dude, that's not what...
Every season, every show needs a bum.
Every show needs extras. Dude, they need jobs too.
I'm telling you, Kurt Sutter has a reason for her.
And that may be true, but I don't think she's the girl's mom.
Well, how much you willing to bet on it here? Because I was right last time, dude. And it's recorded, and it can't be gotten rid of.
Your mic attacked me.
Gotten rid of?
Who is she then?
Is that even proper English? I don't know.
It's probably not. I'm pretty sure it's not.
Close
Maybe
enough.
an aunt.
So who do you think she is? What's your prediction?
Twin sister.
She's just...
to the mother who died in the fiery car crash.
Okay, that is the twin mother. All right, sounds good. That's your prediction. Let's move on to episode 10, which aired 11:12.
Where are we at on time here? We got to speed up.
We're good.
Huh?
We're good.
We're good.
11:12 of 13. Now we're doing fine. I have a stopwatch in front of me. The studio timer. So yeah,
the official studio timer.
The official studio timer. I actually bought one. It's going to go into that on-air light, but I don't have it yet. So I'm using my iPhone right now. So Tara takes, again, November 12th, 13th, episode 10. Tara wakes from bed in Jax's home. And this must have been in...
She did not know Jax was home.
Well, she heard something.
No, the kids are all missing.
No.
Yes, she runs, she's yelling. Jack, what's the kid's name, the oldest one?
Dude, Jax has the kid in his arm when she goes in the bedroom. They're not missing.
She did not initially see that. She went running through the house.
I know, but they aren't missing. She thought they were missing.
That's what I just said.
Okay. I think you forgot the thought.
We're splitting hairs here.
Oscar, did he say thought?
Where are we?
I am your sponsor.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
I can't get another 4 months.
Dude. All right, so she thought the kids were gone, right?
Right. So she's running through the house looking for him. She comes in the room. The older boy's asleep, and Jax is holding the baby. And he says something to the effect that, I'm just going to get out of here so no one gets hurt. Grabs a bag, gives her the baby, and leaves.
But he tells her she's going to be being watched, so don't try any crap. Don't try leaving.
Right, and that's when they put one of the guys that Bobby brought with him to follow her.
One of the guys to watch over Jax. Did you notice Jax is riding a gloss black Street Glide this whole episode, bro?
Stepped up to a big boy bike.
Attaboy. Way to go, Jax. Mm-hmm. And Gemma, Katie Seagal, sings the opening song. See what I'm talking about, singers? Tara sang the one ending episode, and Gemma just put out a new album, by the way. Katie Seagal is her real name. She just put out a new album. You can get it on iTunes if you want. Not quite my kind of music, but it is the opening music to the show, and she does a good job. She has a good voice.
20 years later, she's still hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's not bad looking.
No, not for
At
age.
all.
They make her kind of look trashy in the show, but when she is outside of the show, yeah. So Irish guy's book. Oh, the book guy that delivers books comes by Clay's cell. Clay's tells him that the trial has been moved up, which isn't good. It's supposed to be moved to county jail tomorrow, and to have Galen reach out to Jax ASAP.
That's when he tries to get Gemma to come in for a...
Yes.
It's just a visit, though. It's not a conjugal like the other one.
Correct. Where the guards whacking
Had a
it in
great
the corner,
time.
spanking it in the corner. Yeah.
That's not right.
No, it wasn't. It was
No.
disgusting. She's scared, obviously. Okay, Margaret and Tara meet at the hospital. Margaret tells her that Gemma paid her a visit. She's scared, and Margaret decides she's taking vacation to go stay with her sister for
3.5
safety.
weeks.
Yep, 3.5 weeks. Attaboy. What's next? Diosa scene.
The business license showed up, so the Jax knows that the DA is holding up her end of the bargain.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point in the episode, he thanks the DA, and she says, I'm holding up my end. You need to hold up yours.
Yep, you're right. That is absolutely correct. And the old blonde escort, the motherly type that Jax can't stop, her name is Colette. I figured out her name is Colette. And the boys, Gemma and Jax, meet to talk some business. Gemma says Clay needs a visit, and Galen is town and says he needs to see them ASAP. Go ahead, Elder.
True.
Anything? Yeah. Jax tells everyone that he talked to Lowen.
Well,
Lowen is Taryn's attorney last night.
He wanted to talk to Gemma and Nero, and then everybody started to get up to leave. He said, no, you guys can stay. Right. And he tells them, I talked to the attorney. She said that she was never pregnant. There's no miscarriage. She does want a divorce. She wants full custody. She wants to take the kids, and basically lays it out. Jax apologizes to Nero and Gemma at that point.
Mm-hmm. Very heartfelt apology. He realizes he screwed him, but Gemma obviously forgives him. Juice volunteers to watch over Tara because Jax says that somebody needs to watch over her, and Juice volunteers.
Because they wanted someone she'd seen before.
Mm-hmm. But I'm going to just predict that it's because Juice wants a little... I think he likes Tara.
Well, I don't know about that, but Juice had this look on him.
I'm thinking
face like he didn't have the best of intentions all the way around.
No, I don't think so either. That's just my.
And he has worked with the sheriff in the past, so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I think yeah. Anyways, we'll see what happens with that. I don't think he's so happy after she ran over his bike, which we'll get to. That may change things, but go with next. The boys meet with Galen at the warehouse.
And everybody's locked down for gun deals except for the Italians.
That's what Jax tells them, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And talked about one family is weighing an option from
the Kakusas.
Yep, that's the Italians. They're weighing in a maybe buying from the Chinese. And Galen says that
the Chinese are the biggest buyer, if I remember right.
No, the Italians are the biggest buyer.
No, the Chinese are the biggest buyer, dude.
The Chinese are another group of sellers.
No, they're the biggest buyers.
So they're...
Yes.
No, they're not. Do you know what we're talking about?
That's just what I'm just putting.
The Italians are the biggest buyers.
All right.
And they're thinking of buying from their competitors, the Chinese.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Follow. Do you have any crayons so you can follow along?
That's what you're here for.
The Italians ever seen a Chinese-made gun?
Well, I'm going to tell you here in a minute. I think the Chinese saw some Irish-made guns.
Yes, they did. Firsthand.
Yeah. So,
Galen says he's got 9 cases, right?
Yeah.
New AKs and scopes.
With new grips and scopes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so Galen says that they need to meet with the Italians, and he wants to go as a goodwill gesture. and it's good business or something like that.
Yep. He wants to be there. Mm-hmm.
Yep, wants to be there.
And that Galen now tells Jax that Clay's trial's been moved up, and that's the first time Jax finds out. So everything's push, go,
and
no time to screw around.
The other thing is he can't get the manpower there to break him out in time. He's going to need the club.
He's going to need 6 guys from Jax to help him take down part of the transport of the guns. Actually, he needs 6 guys to help him take down that transport of guns.
And what does Jax say?
Jax says the sooner they get this deal done, the sooner they can put guns behind them.
What else does he say?
Galen tells Jax that he really can't say no.
Jax says, I want out of guns, and I don't want our last thing to be a heap of dead cops.
That's right. Absolutely. Way to go, LD.
I'm on it.
What a memory. Tara meets with Wendy, not Gemma. Terry meets with Wendy, and Juice followed her there. Anyways, they get into a big tussle, not a physical tussle, but an argument. Call her beep out for telling Gemma everything. Obviously, Wendy's on drugs, tells her that Jack knows everything. Jax will have the claim thrown out, and Gemma will get custody of the boys if she goes to jail. That's Tara. Tara says that. Basically everything will be screwed. Wendy tells Tara just to tell Jax and Gemma the truth about what she has been through and why she did it, and they'll understand, right? Yeah,
right.
They'll just understand that. Yeah,
that you threw his mom in jail.
Right.
For trying to kill a grandkid that never existed.
Right, to a psycho family. And tells Tara to stop lying and tell the truth. Tara's pissed and says everything she did was right. Tara still believes everything she did was right, which Tara's not in her right mind.
I interrupt this portion.
Go ahead.
I have a question for you because I see something else. What does Sam Crow stand for?
Sons of Anarchy, Redwood Original. Sons of Anarchy,
Motorcycle Club, Redwood Original.
Yeah, see?
All right, I just want to make sure all our listeners knew that.
Mm-hmm.
I had somebody ask me that not that long ago. That watched the show. I guess they've watched it since the beginning. I go, what? You don't know what that means?
And they didn't figure that out yet.
Apparently not.
Very good. Tara gets back into her car. Oh, yeah, she calls Tara a weak junkie and says she is not afraid. This is when Tara's pissed, and she's no longer afraid of Sam Crow anymore. And this is where she's going to take her stand. She gets back in her car. Juice is parked behind her on his bike. She starts backing up. He jumps off.
Boom.
Straight up. Runs over poor Juicy's bike, dude.
New bike, by the way. Just got from the...
stolen bike he got.
Crooked Cops.
The Crooked Cops up north. Yeah. So what's next, buddy? What's next? Sam Crow meets with Kakous's family guy.
Yes, they do. And Galen shows up with the guns to show them, and they're shooting some guns off.
They're firing some auto rifles, if I remember right.
Yeah. And then the Chinese show up.
Mm-hmm.
Galen opens fire on the Chinese.
Dude. And they killed 2? I think he killed 2.
He killed 1 and hit a second who jumped in the car.
That's right. Yep. Just straight up out of nowhere, dude. Everyone's like, what the frick? Galen's a little crazy, dude.
Yes.
He's got a few nuts loose.
So Galen tells the Kakusa guy.
Sorry, screws loose. You were going to say nuts in a paper cup?
There's a theme here.
Paper cup. So Galen tells the Kakusa guy that they needed to send a message that the Irish are the only source for guns in Northern California.
That's right. He's claiming the territory. Anyways, he said they can get a better price. Anyways, Connor, who is loyal to Jax now because they let him go without killing him, he did not know what Galen was going to do. He told Jax that. He goes, I didn't know he was going to do that, bro. Kind of an interesting relationship there. So Nero and Gemma show up at the old clubhouse candy shop and meet with Wayne Uncer. Wayne tells them about Tara backing over Juice's bike, and Gemma says she needs to go see Clay. Nero and Wayne agree to check on Wendy because Wayne said she sounded dope sick when she called.
And Wayne was excited to ride in the
lowrider. In the lowrider car. Best line of episode 10, season 6. Nero tells Wayne that he will drive, and Wayne says no. Nero says, come on, Wayne, aren't you in touch with your inner Cholo? And Wayne says, I had that removed with my spleen. It's a little cancer humor.
That was good.
It was a good line, dude. So that's best line. Will be in the show notes, and it was on our Facebook page. All right, hit next scene, buddy.
Gemma has her gun, and Tara has a gun. They meet up at Tara's house, and Tara and Gemma have a little chat, and Tara basically says, you would have done the same thing for your family. Mm-hmm. I know how you act. And then Tara tells Gemma that she taught her everything she knows how to be an old lady.
Oh, yeah, dude. Straighten her face.
Yep. And then Gemma says,
bam.
She really doesn't know Jax at all and what he's capable of. And Gemma says, my son loves deep,
quote,
but he hates
air quote,
deeper.
air quote it, air quote it.
Air quote.
My son loves deep, hates deeper.
Betrayal is unforgivable.
Oh, yeah.
Boom.
Gemma the witch.
I feel like I should pay some money for that voice.
You should.
You can pay some money
Wow.
for something else, though, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Not the voice.
That's totally different.
Yeah, it is. Tara says she will never do that.
Wow.
Not without her sons. Yep. So Gemma says Thomas and Abel will never be raised by her. Air quote.
Now this is...
Air quote, air quote.
Hang
air
on.
quote.
Yeah,
I am.
Skip the air quote. This, in my opinion, is the quote of the show.
Really? So I
Yes.
like the other one better.
Says, what you do now is how we deliver that message. Mommy moved away or mommy passed away. Your call.
I do like that, dude. That was second best. That was. It was hard for me to decide. But yes, that's what Gemma tells her. Yeah, Jax calls DA and thanks her for the license for Diosa, which LD talked about earlier. Jax will give Galen O'Shea in the next 48 hours. DA says she has the deal ready. Immunity for the club. Plea agreement for Tara. No jail time. Jax says, good.
I'm curious if he's going to continue with protecting Tara, if now he wants her locked up. You know what I mean?
No, because you're going to see later in the show he doesn't. He's still good with it. He still wants Tara not to go to jail for that.
I know that, but I'm wondering if at any point he tries to pull something.
I don't know. It's possible. I think Jack still loves her because she's the mother of his kids, even though she's screwed up.
Love conquers all.
Juice is at hospital. Thank you. That is very, very true. Juice is at the hospital and Tara confronts him about following her. She wants to know where Jax is. Juice sets her up and tells her to go to Diosa and ask for Colette. And Colette's the one.
He says he's at a meeting with a business partner at Diosa.
Right. She says, ask for Colette.
Okay.
Oh, no, he gave her the name. Ask for Colette. And obviously she's been set up because she's the one that is Jax is doing Colette at Diosa. So hit it, LD.
So Sam Crow pulls out to follow the gun shipment, and the Chinese pull out to follow Sam Crow. And then the chase is on.
Chinese, dude. They know how to drive.
Yeah, well, those guys did all right on their bikes until they came to a dead end and had to go through the fence.
Yes, dude.
But luckily, Jax was on that big bike. He got behind the fairing. I thought he was maybe going to make it.
Well, he. You know what's funny in this whole chase, dude? Not one of them is dragging floorboards, dude. On the Harley.
I drove floorboards.
We dragged
on the way
floorboards.
here.
Yeah, on the way. That's what I'm saying. These guys are not even dragging floorboards, dude. They're in some high speed chase. But I guess that's TV for you. They go into the shipping container facility. Jack goes through a chain link fence shipping container facility and goes down in the gravel, dude. And
if you're a true bikeaholic, there are those who have been down and those who are going down.
that was from one of my other episodes, dude.
Yes, it was.
So he went down. Yep. He's gone down. Sam Crow drops a gun. Chinese have them under control now, all at gunpoint. Jack pleads with the Chinese and tells them he has no control over what Galen does. Chinese guy says tells Jax that it is their territory and that they own it. So apparently Galen thinks he owns it. Chinese think they own it. And Chinese guy tells Jax the only way that any of them walk away from guns is if they shut down the Irish pipeline and his family takes control of the guns in Northern California. Sounds very familiar from what Galen told him.
It does. Jax also said...
they're never getting out of guns, dude.
Don't... I don't know if he said don't hurt me or something. And the Chinese guy says, if I wanted to kill you, I would have killed you 6 times by now.
True. Very good. Yep, he did.
Fists of Fury.
Fists of Fury. Yeah, dude. And the Chinese guy also wants to know, tell him where Galen O'Shea is. Jax breaks down and tells him that Galen has a shipment coming in tomorrow, and he will tell him where and when he knows. Chinese guy takes Happy as collateral. Happy's the sergeant at arms for Sam Crow, and and he keeps keep everybody honest.
Later on in the show, you will see that Happy is thoroughly enjoying himself with the
They're
Chinese.
watching TV and he's eating like some to-go Chinese food, dude.
And he was pretty good with the chopsticks in his left hand.
He was,
because his right hand was handcuffed to the radiator or whatever it was, or the I call them radiators, but the old heater.
Wayne and Nero show up at Wendy's hotel room and smell smoke. They think there's a fire. They kick in the door. Wendy's on the floor, food burning on the stove. She's all doing heroin. She's all out of it. They grab her and see fresh marks on her arm.
Yes.
What's next?
And then Gemma meets with Clay in the jail. Clay gives her a letter turning over all assets because he thinks
his house, his bikes, his bank.
Yeah, everything. He thinks that he's either going to die trying to break out or he's going to break out and have to go underground.
Yep, exactly. So when he escapes, I think he's going to make it look like he's dead, is the way I understood that. And so that way the will can go to her, and it'll be easier for her to file for divorce, and it will save lots of hassle. It will set it up so he won't have so he won't be able to file for divorce because he's going to make it look like he's dead, the way I understand it. Yeah, so he's going to make it look like he's dead, and that way everything will go to her. That's the way I understand it. Gemma asks if all is set for him to, quote, drop out, which is the escape and going underground. And she says she hopes all turns out, quote, the way you want it.
You missed another part.
Oh, go ahead.
So when Wayne and Nero have Wendy there, and then Gemma shows up and says she's going to treatment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what kind of treatment? The kind where they rip your tits off if you use it again.
Oh, yeah, that's
Air
right.
quote, boom.
Air quote, boom, boom, straight up. Straight out of the mind of LD. Good job, buddy. So Tara shows up to Diosa and asks for Colette. Why don't you take it, LD?
And the little, I don't know what you call her. the hooker.
The hooker.
Lady that runs
greeter. Greeter.
The hooker greeter says she's upstairs with a client. Go ahead and have a seat. I'll get her for you when she's done.
Tara's not having it.
Tara is not having it. The hooker greeter goes to meet some more hooker clients and then go.
Is that a technical?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure it's fine.
Oh yeah, some more sailors. There was lots of sailors in the background.
There is.
So then Tara goes upstairs and Colette is riding Jax with no clothes on, by the way. Not like a motorcycle.
I'm not going to lie to you, dude. Colette has 2 mommy dimples in her upper hips, butt cheeks. They're mommy dimples, dude. Very pronounced mommy dimples.
Like a little handle.
Sorry, dude. They are. They're mommy dimples, and they're working their magic.
And that is in the notes.
Let's just move on. Go ahead, Jax.
Tara jumps and smacks Colette,
punches
Colette, jumps on her, punches her. Jax grabs, breaks him up, and then Tara takes off. Jax.
She has a gun in her hand when she takes off.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yep, she has a gun in her hand.
So Jax throws some clothes on pretty quick and then runs down. Tara's taken off.
Yep, because he was running after with a Woody, I imagine.
I would imagine.
Might have went down really quick when she walked in, but I don't know.
Yeah, that is true.
She sped off in the car. Ending scene with music. Nothing remarkable to say, except the music stops all of a sudden. This was crazy, dude. You'd think the show's over. All of a sudden, they stop the music, and Tara walks into the DA's office, dude. We thought the show was over. But she walks in, says she is ready to take the dealio.
That's never good.
Says she's ready to talk.
Yep. And what does DA say?
The DA says that deal's no longer available.
Off the table, biatch. Ain't going to happen. DA says there are other things pending, which we all know that is. That's Jax giving
bigger
over.
Fish to fry.
That's right. And, quote, if you fear for your safety of you and your boys, I can help. That's what DA says. Tara says, no, you can't, and walks out of the office. All right. That is episode 9 and 10. Any follow-up? Any predictions? Anything else? Either LD or Oscar?
What do you sell after you get done selling guns?
They are doing Diosa. They're doing the escort hooker house. I call it a whore house, or Matt calls it an escort house. But yeah, they
sell Tang.
It's a brothel. They sell Tang.
Yep. That's how they're going to go legit. Mm-hmm. I did not think that was legal in California, but apparently that's legit to them.
Well, escort is, but I think they take it a little farther than that.
Escorts usually go out with the client for dinner or whatever.
True
correct?
That.
Okay, they don't ever leave the house.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
Have you ever seen any of them leave the house?
No, but have you?
It's an escort inside the house.
I've never purchased an escort.
You don't want to get lost.
True. So anyways, guys, thanks so much. We are right at an hour. That is so perfect, and really appreciate you guys tuning back in. This was a special episode of Sons of Anarchy Season 6, Episode 9 and 10. Don't forget to check out all our regular episodes. These are only special episodes, like a little golden egg that fell in your lap in between our regular scheduled law-abiding biker podcast episodes. We have number 23 and 24 coming up here very shortly.
Call in or email us with your predictions. We want them.
What is the date? Is it November 14th?
Yes.
I will be pumping this out tomorrow, November 15th. So you'll be all squared away before episode 11 and 12. And I think there's only 13 episodes this season.
Yep, 13's the finale. That's going to have to be its own podcast.
It will. So we'll do one more episode for 11 and 12, and then we'll do a season finale podcast on episode 13 and give all our predictions, because I think they are only going, from everything I read, is 7 seasons, and the plug will be pulled. So anyways, don't forget to rate us on iTunes, and we are getting a ton of ratings on Stitcher Radio. Thank you for those ratings, Stitcher Radio. Really appreciate the feedback, call, contact, all that. SpeakPipe, don't forget our phone number, 509, I gotta get it, 509-731-3548, or speakpipe.com, Law-Abiding Biker, or email us. Anyways, thanks so much, guys. Keep the rubber side down. Oscar?
Peace.
Oscar?
The shiny side up.
Thank you. Jeez, we're out.
Forgot where we are.